I think the biggest surprise and change for me has been freeing up my energy and my creativity. To be practical with space, I took the advice of everyone saying everything should do 2 or 3 functions, so you have to really question, why do I have it? You do play some Tetris, so you have to move. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this. For instance, I added Hi, I'm Wendy. Welcome to my tiny home. Before I moved into my tiny home, I was living in a 2-family custom home that my mom and I had built in the Seattle area. It was a large home and amount of space, and I just had reached the point where I was so burned out. So I decided to just start to transition toward retirement and free myself up. I did not want to have any debt. I chose to purchase a tiny home to buy it for cash. So my all-in cost to purchase this home, I purchased this as a showcase model, meaning it was already on the lot. I had not planned to do that. The all-in cost, the price was $119, and then with tax, with delivery, with licensing, it was $129. So this is considered a luxury park model home. And certainly you can purchase them for less money. There's a range of prices. And if you've got the ability to do it yourself, of course. And then the hard part was finding where to park it. I would have loved to have purchased my own lot, but I think that will likely be the next step. The laws just have not caught up, and the zoning just does not make sense, so it's really hard to locate them. I couldn't find a tiny home community in the Spokane area, so I chose a mobile home park because I absolutely wanted to park legally. So my household budget now, all in, including my land rent and everything related to housing, is now down to $1,250 a month. And that's tight. I mean, that's just a great way to be setting myself up for retirement. So this is my Woodland Park vault, and it's a park model home. It's 399 square feet, excluding the 2 lofts. It's 36 feet long and it's 11 feet wide. This lot came with a paved patio, which is great, and I'm going to add a sunshade out here because it gets pretty warm. So the reason it's called the vault is there's 4 storage areas, and it's a raised living room inside, and I'll show you on the other side that these pull out and gives me a lot of storage. And this is the closest I am to a neighbor, and it worked out perfectly because I've only got 2 small windows, clear story windows on this side, so just was made to be for this lot. So here's what the vault storage looks like. So it's got these big, wonderful pull-out trays, and they go all the way under the house, and they're good for up to 800 pounds each. So it just gave me a lot of great way to organize storage. And then here on the back is also the way that you access the water heater to be able to work on it from the outside. And a park model is technically an RV. It's built to RVIA standards. So let's go see the inside. All right, so raised living room. And this was part of why I chose the house too, because this living room, it's just a defined space, and it's just cozy, it's just the right size, and it's 11 foot, so it was like the perfect viewing room to be able to do the big TV. So you can have the big TV in the tiny home, so it's a 65-inch. I brought this desk with me because I wanted to have something from my grandparents. I wanted to have something antique. With everything being new here, you want to bring those special things that mean something to you. And so this was the piece I selected. And to be practical with space, I took the advice of everyone saying everything should do 2 or 3 functions, or you have to really question, why do I have it? So desk, great, so it's the storage for that. And I realized by just raising it a couple inches, I could fit Henley's crate under here. And the house came complete with the furniture. I'm actually going to swap out the furniture, but it's a great starting point. It just feels a little bit large to me. And then mini split I added because I was not finding I have a small wall air conditioner upstairs, which is great for the loft, but it's a room AC. And do not expect a room AC to cool your whole place, because it will not. So you have to think about your heating and air conditioning, and I like having backup systems because this runs on electric, and then I've got heat running on propane. So it's like, if one utility goes down, it's great to have another. And I did also get the Jackery, so I've got that for backup power. And it's a small one, but I can add a bigger one later. And it has solar panels too. So if I'm just dead in the water with no power and worrying about how do I keep my heat tape going to not have my pipes freeze, I'm gonna be out there with those solar panels, praying to the sun. But I keep that charged all the time. So it's ready to go in case of an outage.
Hey guys, I'm cutting away from this week's episode real quick to talk about this week's sponsor, Jackery. Jackery is a great home backup power solution. In fact, I lost power this week when my pole exploded. So big thank you to Jackery for not only powering my tiny house for 2 days while I was looking to reinstall a new power outlet, but also because it's a fantastic product that I think all of you guys should consider when it comes to a home backup power solution. I happen to have the HP 3000, which will power my tiny house when I'm running just my fridge, a fan, and maybe a couple other essential items like plugging in my phone for up to 2 to 3 days. And if I'm able to catch some rays of sun, I'm able to power it for even longer with the Solar Saga 200 panels that plug directly into the unit. It also charges from the wall extremely fast, so I like to keep my unit at 100% at all times just in case of an emergency power outage. One thing I really love about the Jackery is the easy-to-read LCD screen, and it makes no sound unlike a regular gas-powered generator, so I don't have to disturb the peace and quiet that I get out here in the rural woods where I'm parked. So if you're interested in this unit or any other Jackery unit, make sure you check out the links in the description, but right now we're gonna head back to our tiny home tour.
All right, so let me show you some more of the house. You can see it's a mid-entry kitchen, which is one of the reasons why I chose it, just to have the full height in here, because you could really feel the residential construction to it, and full-size appliances, and having the movable island with storage, and plenty of cabinetry. So some of the things to point out about the kitchen: perfect little spot for my AeroGardens so that I'm able to grow fresh lettuce and herbs year-round. Got the garden outside, and that's one of the neat things about having gone tiny that I didn't consider. It just so freed up my time and energy in a way that I just wasn't anticipating. There was a choice of doing a dishwasher. I'm glad I didn't do it, because it would have taken this bank of drawers and it would have left me with exactly one drawer. So it's better that I'm the dishwasher. But great to have the full-size stove. It's a 5-burner, so it is propane. So I'm propane for heating, and it's a ducted furnace, and for cooking, and then it's electric for everything else. So I'm 50 amp for electric, which is great because the implication is you can plug that in yourself. You don't need an electrician. If you're 100 or above, you need an electrician each time. Coming from a dining room with like a lot of display space, I had this antique vitrine china closet, but here's my mini version. And I did do the Ninja flip oven that I saw so many people with tiny homes had, and I did it because it's 10 different appliances in one, so it just saves a lot of space. My family is all giants. My daughters are 5'9", and like my ex is 6'4", so my daughter's like, well, put the snacks up there and then you'll have to reach for them. And then I labeled them because it was just easier to see what was what. And this goes all the way back. So I just found these baskets that you can pull out. So when I'm up on a step stool, it's easy to just pull the basket forward. So again, it's just kind of making the space work for you, I think is the key to tiny living. And just realize you do play some Tetris, so you have to move. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this. For instance, I added this noodle board from having seen it on multiple tiny home shows, and it just gives you more counter space. It gives you that full flow because you don't have the oven, turned on constantly, depending how you live and cook. And then you got to move a couple things, and then you're ready to go. The way I moved in, the way I organized is I had all my boxes labeled by room, and then I did a slide move over a full month, and I would just bring a carload at a time, room by room. I fit 30 boxes of things in this kitchen. So just by, getting it really organized and getting it down, and anything that didn't fit in any particular room, I just donated it, gave it away, it was gone, because that was just the best way to try and figure out the space. And the kitchen also came with this built-in wine rack, so that's great because, again, not taking up cabinet space. So I have learned to be careful because I did break a couple of them. Just wasn't expecting them hanging there, so I put this little, I don't have to go in and out to the outlet anymore, so now I'm not breaking all my wine glasses. And other things that were great with the construction, this movable island, as I mentioned, that seats 4, because some of the tiny homes I saw, they just did not have anywhere to eat. And just, that really wasn't appealing to me, TV table every night at the couch. It's nice to have options. So this is a lot of storage. And then also there's this pull-out drawer, which is where I chose to put all my small appliances. So I knew what the space was before I moved in, and I just measured it, and it's like, if it didn't fit there, you're not coming. And there's also dead space on both sides, so the things I don't use as often, I was able to squeeze them in there. So I think Woodland Park just did a fantastic job in using all the space that's here and trying to fill, every nook and cranny in a really, really usable way. So this was another reason I chose this model. And I'm small, so the 6'6" ceilings don't bother me at all because I'm only 5'2", so I don't feel like it's low ceiling. Anyone tall can feel differently, of course, but just the amount of storage in here, and it had the walk-in shower, which was perfect. That was what I was looking for versus a tub. But again, just so much storage was built in with this cabinetry over the toilet. It's a standard residential toilet. I also loved that there was display space in here because you wanna make it your own, and just having the adjustable shelves was great to be able to display some things. So that's it for the bathroom, and more storage underneath here. So this cabinet goes way up underneath the stairs, so you can actually fit brooms and mops and things in there. And I've just got all the dog supplies and off-season boots and things in there. And here is the bedroom, and again, the lower ceiling because the high loft is above this one. But it works out great for me. So the full big egress window here. And this is a lift bed. So it's got the pneumatic lift. So it's all storage underneath the bed, which is great. So you've got reading lights for over the bed. You've got USB ports in the walls, and a little bit of storage over here. The house came complete. The headboard was already on the wall. The bed was already in place. Although I think I would have paid to watch them wrestle that all in here. Maybe they built it in place. And there's no washer dryer in this unit. If someone wants to add a washer dryer, the choice is to give up one of your 2 t-shirt cabinet closets, and it would go right here, and you'd just be folding on your bed. But that was not the way this model came, and I'm perfectly happy with it because it's the one amenity that we have where I'm living is there's a laundromat. And then just a little bit of space up here above the bureau if you want to do TV, computer, or whatever. But for me, I just wanted like a little bit of breathing display space. So that's the bedroom, and it's got a pocket door. And then this was meant to be the linen closet, but I made it into my pantry instead, and it's just the perfect pantry. And I already had the carousels and the storage containers, so this is just the perfect pantry for me. And I made underneath the bed be the linen space. That's essentially the downstairs. So shall we head on up? All right, so got the steep stairs here. And then upstairs, this is 55 inches clearance. This was the selling point for me. This is the tallest loft that I'm aware of in the industry, and I wanted and needed that home office when I purchased my park model home, and just measured really carefully to fit this desk in. But it's great up here because I've got opening windows, I've got the AC. In the winter I can run a little heater up here, and it just works great as my home office with the computer. And also then I don't have all that office clutter downstairs, and I'm not thinking about work. At the end of the day, you just go down those little stairs and you're done with work. I am still working. I've got my own company as a hypnotherapist. I'm also podcasting and writing, and I'm also a nanny part-time. So where I would see the future going, because that's one of the great things, is these homes are movable, and I would love to purchase land when I do retire. I don't see myself going back into traditional home or an apartment or condo. This is just the best of both worlds to me. I think the biggest surprise and change for me has been freeing up my energy and my creativity. So Henley, my dog, and I do a lot of fun dog sports. We got into dog sports since we moved here. I've done agility and doing rally and taking her dock diving. And I never had time or energy to do any of that before. So it's really good for her and good for me. And I planted my first outdoor garden here. So those have just been some of the changes.
If you like this week's episode, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And check back soon because we have new unique home tours publishing all the time. And if you'd like to join our team and get access to members-only content and unique perks, make sure you click on the join button below.